Marcus Flowers on all social media platforms, aka Flo. Call me what you want, just don't call me lazy. And I am here with author, podcaster, serial entrepreneur, I'm assuming.
Right on.
R. Allen Brooks.
Yeah.
And we are talking about book 2 of the Burning Metronome.
Yeah.
Right. So I read the Comic-Con exclusive.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just jump right into it.
Word.
Is Walter gonna come back? Let us know.
Well, so that story actually is taking place before the first, right?
Right.
So it's a prequel. But at the end of the first book, Walter was like fully resurrected.
Yeah.
I think in the next book is where we're going to see where Walter takes things.
Okay.
So for the second book, we're kind of getting insight into how these characters became who they are.
Okay. All right. And so with the character Anna, how was her role? I feel like just reading from, she feels like kind of shifty, and especially that conversation that she had, she feels kind of shifty. So what is her role in everything?
Well, so in the original book, she was sort of like she had her own purpose.
Yeah.
She wasn't necessarily trying to do evil. She just had her own purpose. So in this case, we kind of get to see what brought her to that point.
Right.
And the things that she tried. Because I think like since it's a few years earlier, you get to see her in a more vulnerable, like where she's willing to try to go the good way. She's right at that point where she's making a decision. Whereas like when we saw her in the first book, since that was further along, she'd already made a decision that she didn't care about trying a good way.
Right.
That's always interesting to me to see how people arrive at whatever state that they arrive at,
No, for sure. And just overall, what was your, after just like, because the first book of Burning Metronome was just so good.
I appreciate
What was your motivation for book 2? Like, because like it was just so good. How did you think you were going to try to top that, or just like create better content for book 2?
Yeah. Well, there's I guess it's an interesting thing. So I hate it when authors say things like, the character wouldn't let me do that. Or
Right.
Yeah. But I do feel like when you get to know the voices of characters, there are all these things you can explore with them, And so in that first book, we got a good sense of who they were, but there were so many sort of unanswered questions and mysteries, and so many cool things, I think, potentially to explore.
Yeah. So
with the second one, I try to think about, all right, what do I want to know? It's like, as a reader, what I want to know about this person, and I kind of built it from there.
Right. So will we be able to see the world of Such with a P? I can't remember.
The Pashadoon.
Yes. Yeah, I get it. Will we be seeing that down the line, or are you thinking about creating like a book for that, or?
It's interesting, man. The guy who was co-creating with me and did all the covers and letters, Matt Strackbine, he was talking about that. I am a little less interested in like a Wizard of Oz or Alice in Wonderland sort of thing. I think what interests me most, like what this story is about, is how those other forces affect humanity, and how they reflect on us in our world. Just giving us a different context to see how we treat each other.
Right. No, for sure.
Yeah. So probably not. Like you'll see like some hints of it, but I don't see us going into Pashadoon.
Okay. No, I feel you there. So there's a moment in book 2 where there's a hole in one of the characters. How do you feel that hole is just into? Do you think everybody has that hole, or is that just like something that you thought of on a whim?
Yeah, I think a big thing when you're doing like supernatural fiction, for me at its best, is it's like it's a different way of looking at our real life. And so the hole in the person is like what insecurity is, right? We all have something that we feel like I wish I was taller, wish I was smarter, wish I was more handsome, or whatever. Wish I was richer, and most of us use things to fill that hole, like drugs or alcohol or a whole bunch of TV or a whole bunch of sex or just whatever, And I think if we recognize that we're trying to fill a hole, then we can figure out ways to like deal with ourselves and grow and heal. So we don't depend on those things. It doesn't mean any of those things are bad. Like TV, a whole bunch of TV, that's not bad.
Right, no.
But using it to fill the hole is the problem.
Okay. And as a creator, do you feel like just writing is you filling your hole, or Is it just like, because I know for like as myself being a creator, it's like creating like helps you just like through the pain, just like, through life. So I'm
yeah, it definitely is a way to process hard things that you go through.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
Yeah, my mother, when she was reading the first book, you know, she like was recognizing specific things, like just moments that things in the book that reminded her of things that have happened in my life.
Right.
You know, she's like, "You writing about your ex-girlfriend?" You know, stuff like that. And I'm not even specifically doing that, but I'm working out like the process of how does this person become like that? Why did they do that to me? You know.
Right. For sure. So just real quick, when can we expect book 2 to be out officially?
Yeah, well, that's always the question. Right? Once it gets in the artist's hands, I don't always know. But there are a few things though. Like, so I just signed with a literary agent.
Oh, congrats!
Thank you. He's trying to help me get with a bigger publisher. And so if that happens, if a publisher picks up the first book, then I'm probably gonna have to sit on the second book for a while.
Okay.
Yeah. If that doesn't happen, then the second book is all drawn. It just has to be colored, so it would be done in the next, I'm gonna say, 3 or 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So where are we at now? It's just now June.
June.
So let's say September, October.
Okay.
Yeah, but hopefully I get a publisher, which means that I'm gonna get to read it. That's why I did that preview. But you got to read the preview.
I did get to read the preview.
Yeah.
It was good. I loved it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So real quick, if they want to buy book 1, where can our viewers purchase that online, like right now?
Yeah, so book 1 is at local Denver stores like Tattered Cover and most comic book stores, Mile High Comics, Mutiny, Information Cafe. Then it's also on Amazon, Comixology.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can get like the digital copies and stuff like that.
Okay.
And if you are out of state and you want a physical copy, then you can just go to theburningmetronome.com and buy it there.
Okay. And if we want to follow you in your journey, just your career, where do we follow you on social?
So I'm at the Burning Metronome on Instagram. I am at Alan Brooks _ on Twitter. That's ALAN, 4 letters more better.
Right.
I say that because people be trying to throw extra L's and E's up in my name.
Right.
And also, I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys, but Regis University, locally, they read my book and they offered me a job teaching comic book writing.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to start that in July.
Are you going to be an adjunct professor?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I'll be teaching for their master's program, comic book writing.
Dope.
So, you know, you'll see me on this Regis website.
That's tight, man. That's tight.
And then, you know, I host Motherfucker in the Cape podcast, which is on iTunes and Stitcher, you know, wherever else. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just been, just for myself, I met you about a year or so ago.
Right
a little bit over a year.
Yeah.
And just seeing, like, your growth as just, like, an author and a writer has just been dope and super amazing. So,
thank you, man.
Just once again, it's just always great to just connect with you.
Right on.
At contact.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just, but thank you for your time. And,
thank you for having me.
See you again sometime.
Right on.
All right.